Well, will it be the next example of residents protesting against a borough in this city over bike paths? The borough of CDN-NDG have officially passed their new bike path plan for the area. The plan was heavily scrutinized by the Terrebonne Neighbourhood Association when it was first announced, with the association even organizing a petition against the borough's plan with over 1,000 signatures. But now that the plan has passed at City Council, what will the association do now? With more, let's go to Valerie Keszey, part of the Terrebonne Neighbourhood Association. Hi, Valerie. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning, Elias. Thank you for having me on your show.
So listen, I do follow your group, and I know you've got a pretty active Facebook. And one thing that I find interesting is that it seems like you've changed your branding a bit, right? Like Terrebonne Neighbourhood Association. Before, I think the branding was much more targeted on the Terrebonne bike path itself.
Yes.
Could you just tell me about, why the rebranding and how you view bike paths in general in the area?
Well, we changed the name of our Facebook group to be more friendly, if you will, more about the community of residents that live around Terrebonne Street. So we wanted to make it less about the bike path, more about community living.
Uh-huh.
I am a Terrebonne Street resident. I have been for 20 years, and I'm a cyclist as well. Our association, we are not against bike paths. We are against poorly designed bike paths in general.
So tell me why this plan is the wrong one.
This plan is the wrong one because a committee of citizens was formed, which Peter McQueen chaired, to look at the feasibility of a Terrebonne bike path for 8 months. They worked long and hard for 8 months. The committee agreed it was essential to retain the parking on Terrebonne. It was agreed that there would be a cycling infrastructure in place and the parking would be maintained on both sides of Terrebonne. That was okay. The MSB schools have support people besides teachers who need parking, who come in from other areas of Montreal. Their behavioral therapists, speech therapists, learning specialists, social workers, physio people at the Mackay Center. Every school has a daycare staff from 7 a.m. until 5 or 6 p.m. Volunteer parents who need parking. The parents that serve breakfast have many children at daycare who need parking. Where are all of these people supposed to park if you remove close to 300 parking spots on Terrebonne?
And I imagine the city's saying, well, you'll park on the side streets. Is that what they're saying? Where will those people park, I imagine? The
city is saying that people will park on side streets, cannot accommodate close to 300 parking spots that will be lost on Terrebonne Street. The schools, St. Monica's School, Willingdon School, Mackay Center, all against this imposed bike path, lack of consultation. We were not consulted. People who are directly impacted were not consulted with regards to this. Projet Montréal is accommodating a small group of avid cyclists who want this bike path. That's fine. We have to, as Rick Lechner said on your show, November 2nd, 2023, we need balance. So please maintain the parking. That would be fine. Terrebonne being one way from Cavendish to Girouard, and then going eastbound and westbound from Cavendish to Belmore. Mm-hmm. Just parking on one side, it won't do it. We need to at least listen to reason.
So Valerie, I got to say, I love that you brought the receipts. You got the quote from Rick Lechner from this program from last year. I absolutely adore that you brought that to the program. But so, the history of this bike path, remember the borough tried it once. They removed all the parking. They got so much pushback. They eventually said, okay, they removed the bike path. Now this is their second kick of the can where they say, compromise, we're just going to remove half of the parking, right? This time around, Is your intention to create as much pushback as with the first plan that they're forced to go back?
We want intelligently designed bike paths. The EXP study didn't take into account the impact of approximately 750 students, 120 teachers who arrive on Terrebonne each morning between 7 and 9 a.m. and depart between 3 and 6. No matter what traffic calming measures are put in place, the fact remains that teachers at St. Monica's and Willingdon School do require parking, okay? Mm-hmm. Because there are no parking facilities at these schools. These and other concerns were shared with Espina Sorios and Peter McQueen, the NDG counselors, who met with parents and teachers at each of the schools. And our voices, the teachers, the residents, were not being heard. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're supposed to be living in a democracy, but with the current leadership, this isn't the case.
So do you think that there must be some people that are in favor of this, right? This bike path, and you mentioned there's a vocal group of cyclists. Do you think that you outnumber them, like in a substantial way? Do you just
absolutely? At the November 30th, 2023 information session at the Benny Library, it was overwhelming the amount of people that are against this imposed bike path. Lack of consultation. We were not consulted whatsoever. People like myself, a Terrebonne Street resident, I require parking. I don't have a driveway. I don't have a garage. I need a car. I take my bike as often as I can in fair weather months. I am a cyclist, and I get around with the 4 existing bike paths close to my home. Terrebonne being dangerous, according to our mayor, Katawa, is a myth. I have been cycling on Terrebonne for the past 20 years. So has my son. It's a 30-kilometer zone because of the schools in our neighborhood. Mm-hmm. It's not an issue. There are other methods to get around. And like I said, I mean, the committee that was chaired by Peter McQueen, the recommendation, and the committee was made up with people for and against a Terrebonne bike path. It was a fantastic decision to have a cycling infrastructure in place and maintain the parking, which would be great for everyone.
Valerie, before I have to let you go, is there something we didn't touch on in this interview a message that you want to get out?
Yes, please. On November 25th, Saturday, November 25th, we will be holding a rally.
Is it May? You said November.
Sorry, pardon me.
Yeah.
So Saturday, thank you, Elias. Mm-hmm. Saturday, May 25th, there will be a rally at Williamhurst Park at Grandin, Terrebonne at 1 p.m. to protest the current imposed bike path plan, Terrebonne 2.0 bike path plan. At 1 p.m., May 25th, please join our Facebook group, Association de Voisinage de la Rue de Terrebonne Neighbourhood Association. We are 450 members. We also have a petition with over 1,500 signatures thus far of people who are against this imposed bike path.
Valerie, we'll be keeping track of your association. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, Elias. Have a good day.
You too. That's Valerie Keszey, part of the Terrebonne Neighbourhood Association.